Jake Paul's been on a crazy winning streak these last years, beating everybody from Nate Robinson to Anderson Silva. And of course, recently, KSI has just rejoined the boxing scene. And with JJ's most recent fight with FaZe Temper, everyone is wondering if KSI can actually beat Jake Paul. And of course, the only people's opinion that matters is the people on Twitter. So I looked all over Twitter to see if people think that KSI can actually beat Jake Paul. Okay, let me get this out of the way, that there are a lot of people saying that KSI can beat Jake Paul right now. So did I just spoil the question of the entire video? Yes, I did. But it's a little deeper than that, because obviously everybody's saying that KSI can beat Jake Paul right now. I mean, he just fought, so it's kind of like a recency bias thing. And I'm sure that once Jake has another fight, all of Jake's fans are going to crawl out of wherever they're under and talk about how Jake Paul's going to destroy KSI. But for right now, it's just KSI's fans speaking, because obviously he just fought and had a great knockout against Temper. And like I said, it was a great knockout. This isn't to take anything away from KSI, but it just seems right now like the public opinion is that KSI will beat Jake Paul, although it's not exactly what it seems. And of course, there are still people who are backing Jake, like Fox the G, who said KSI's new style will not end well against Jake Paul. And I don't know a lot about boxing, but it's easy to see that JJ has definitely picked up a new style or way of boxing, because he's like bouncing around and stuff, and you know, he's doing a little differently. Even so, early in the fight, JJ was getting hit quite a lot, and if you switch Temper with Jake Paul, that style is not going to work so well, and Jake throwing one of those punches might just knock KSI out. Alright, next we have UCL Messi, who says, "Dear KSI, keep making yourself look good by beating little YouTubers. Jake Paul will continue to KO real boxers." Okay, while it's definitely true that Jake has faced better competition than KSI so far, and it is kind of weird to see people just throw Jake Paul's fights against Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva out the window just because JJ knocked out FaZe Temper, who, don't get me wrong, like, he's a good boxer, but he literally just lost to Slim, like the fight before this. And of course KSI did good, he knocked him out, you know, as he should, right? But he definitely needs that higher level of competition so he can truly show, you know, how good he actually is. Alright, CR says, "I thought he was confident he could beat Jake. Why does he need more tests? Jake beats him no matter how many tests he gets, lol." And then he shows this clip here.
Slim's on my level? Nah. But yes, I need to be tested. I need more tests until I reach the final level, the final point. Jake motherfucking Paul.
So it's pretty well known that KSI wants to fight a couple more times before he fights Jake. And although I do think that he is actually confident that he could beat Jake Paul right now, I think personally that he should take a couple more fights. And I think what he's referring to as tests in this is more about kind of just like building up the hype for Misfits so that he can have a couple more events, build up his other boxers. And I think that would create a, you know, overall better story for the eventual Jake fight and just for the future of YouTube boxing. But I truly think that JJ needs these other fights to prepare himself for Jake. Because if he fought Jake right now, I honestly don't think he could win. Okay, next, McGregor Fact says, "These undercards are more entertaining than all of Jake Paul's fights and his undercards by far." Okay, so getting a little off topic from the main idea of the video, but I really want to mention that KSI's undercards and his events and the boxers in these undercards are just really entertaining, and it's really amazing at what he's doing with them. And it's also a big reason that I think he should have more Misfit events before fighting Jake. Because, I mean, think about this. When you watch a Jake Paul fight, do you even know who's on the undercard? You don't care, you don't know. You're just there to see Jake fight Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, whatever, right? But KSI has built up these people like Swarms and Pineda and YouTubers like Temper, and he's given them exciting fights and made people actually want to watch the undercard before they see the main event. I mean, bro, when Pineda came out as the mystery fighter, I'm not gonna lie, even I was hyped. Okay, like, look at this. I mean, if you told me 5 months ago that Pineda was going to be revealed as the mystery fighter in this card, I would have said that is going to be the most disappointing fight I'll ever see in my entire life. But no, this shit was so fucking cool, and you got the music, and oh my god. But anyways, let me chill, let me stop. Alright, next we have King Deltasi, who says, "We need that KSI versus Salt Poppy in the middle of the year, and at the end of the year we need Jake Paul." Again, a little off topic, but this wouldn't be a YouTube boxing video if I did not bring up one of the new GOATs, Salt Poppy. This guy has obliterated every single person he's fought. So naturally, everyone's asking for him to fight either Jake or KSI. And I think he would work perfectly as an opponent before Jake. I mean, some people are saying he might even be better than Jake. Personally, I think he would work better as like KSI's final test before Jake, and then he fights Jake. Somebody that is believed to be on the caliber of Jake, just to warm up to fight Jake Paul himself. And also, there's a solid chance that if KSI and Salt Papi do fight, that he beats KSI. And in that case, then he'll have to be the one to fight Jake, and we'll see what happens from there. All right, finally, we got Leon Willis, who says, the KSI versus Jake Paul story is looking beautiful, and I could not agree more. Ever since 2019, back when I was a little boy, I've been watching this shit, and I am so excited to see Jake and KSI finally fight. I love that Jake's been getting all this respect and fighting all these real boxers, and now the KSI's finally rejoined boxing. I'm really so excited to see what's gonna happen. Especially since this is KSI's last fight, or at least he's talked about how this will be his last fight. The end goal is defeating Jake. And also I'm excited for the future because even after, if this is KSI's last fight, he still has built up all these other boxers, like I said, that can continue on YouTube boxing even after he's gone. And I know I've been saying this, but I'm honestly just so excited to see this years-long story finally come to an end. Alright, that's about it. And of course, if you were wondering, my personal opinion on the KSI versus Jake Paul fight is that if they fought right now, like I said earlier, Jake would win. But I think after KSI, has some more fights, trains some more, I truly believe that he will beat Jake and complete the story. And he will go down as the best boxer to ever live.